Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the English news of Bình Phước Radio, television station and newspaper. I'm Hình and now are the headlines as usual. Over 100 leaders from EuroCham businesses to extend local forum. Bình Phước approves RAP plan identifying key projects. Party and stake leader miss intellectual scientific artists. Consumer Price Index in February inches up 3.98%. Ladies and gentlemen, a fresh conference held on February the 29th in Bình Phước province announced that the European Chambers of Commerce in Vietnam, EuroCham, and Bình Phước province are set to hold a forum on March the 12th that aims to connect industrial, commercial, and high-tech agriculture enterprises.
The forum is to facilitate links between businesses and investors involved in the advancement of industries, commerce, and agriculture through the application of high technology. The goal is to integrate high-tech practices for Bình Phước province's green and sustainable development. More than 100 leaders from prominent EuroCharm businesses, including Heineken, De Haas, Big Dutchman, Filio by Le Safre, Kilimo, Logwin Air and Ocean, Stolz Asia, the Fruit Republic, Biodiverse, L'Allemand, Hùng Nhơn Ost Export are expected to participate in the forum. The event serves as an opportunity for Bình Phước province to showcase and highlight its potential, strengths, and preferential policies. The aim is to attract reputable businesses and strategic investors with financial and technological capabilities to invest in the industrial, commercial, and high-tech agricultural sectors.
Vice Chairwoman of Bình Phước Provincial People Committee Trần Tuyết Minh chairs a meeting to approve the draft plan for implementing a resolution on the development of culture and people in Bình Phước Province until 2030 with a vision to 2045.
The draft plan outlines tasks for the implementation, including building the local cultural environment, preserving cultural heritage values, enhancing cultural aspects in politics and economics, and improving literary and artistic activities. Additionally, the plan highlights 6 key projects at the provincial level and 12 others at the district level. During the meeting, Vice Chairwoman Trần Tuyết Minh instructed the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism to gather feedback for finalizing the draft plan to present to the Provincial People's Committee for approval. She emphasized that the plan must closely follow Resolution 14 of the Bình Phước Provincial Party Committee, clearly identify tasks, roadmaps, responsibilities, and high feasibility, meeting integration requirements and contributing to promoting the province's rapid and sustainable socio-economic development.
In order to proactively prevent the spread of disease in livestock and poultry, as well as those that can be transmitted from animal to human, while ensuring food safety and disease prevention in livestock development, the People Committee of Bình Phước Province had issued an earned dispatch on carrying out a month-long cleaning and environmental detoxification program in March.
The chairperson of the Provincial People's Committee has instructed the heads of relevant departments and organizations, as well as the chairpersons of the People's Committees at the district and commune levels, to oversee and push forward efforts in the prevention and control of animal diseases while conducting instruction and allocation of chemicals and necessary materials in an effective manner. Additionally, the chairperson of the Provincial People's Committee urged concentrated animal husbandry facilities, slaughterhouses, poultry egg incubators, and waterfowl establishments to proactively allocate resources for cleaning and sanitation operations, which should be implemented under the supervision of local authorities and professionals.
Let's continue our bulletin with top story around the country. Ladies and gentlemen, President Võ Văn Thưởng on February the 29th chairs a meeting with intellectuals, scientists, and artists on the occasions of the Lunar New Year 2024.
Addressing the conference, State President Vo Van Thuong underscored the country's achievements in 2023, a pivotal year for implementing the resolutions of the 13th Party Congress. He emphasized that these commendable accomplishments were made possible through the invaluable contributions of the intellectual community, scientists, and artists across various fields. Affirming that education, science, and technology rank as top national priorities, with culture serving as the spiritual foundation of society, the state president conveyed the party in state's high regard, appreciation, and special attention to the development of intellectuals, scientists, and artists. He stressed the importance of creating favorable conditions for these individuals to thrive, contributing significantly with their intelligence, talent, and creativity to the nation's building and development. He underscored the need to build a strong and vibrant community of intellectuals, scientists, and artists both in terms of quantity and quality.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs held a regular press conference on February the 29th. See more in the following report.
In response to reporters' queries regarding China's recent deployment of Coast Guard troops to operate in Vietnam's Tư Chinh Reef area, spokesperson Phạm Thu Hằng stated that Tư Chinh Reef, internationally known as Vanguard Bank, is part of Vietnam's continental shelf and its sovereignty is established in full in accordance with the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. She underlined that Vietnam's stance on Tư Chinh Reef is consistent and has been repeatedly affirmed. Vietnam resolutely opposes all actions that violate Vietnam's sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction over maritime zones, which are established in full in conformity with international law, especially the UNCLOS 1982, she stated. Hằng emphasized that Vietnam has and will persistently protect its legitimate rights and interests at sea through peaceful means in line with international law.
The Consumer Price Index or CPI in February rose 1.04% against January and 3.98% year-on-year, fueled by high consumer demand for Lunar New Year holiday and a surge in rice prices. The General Statistics Office says on February the 29th.
In the first 2 months, the CPI rose 3.67% from the same time last year, while core inflation edged up 2.84%. In the basket of goods and services that make up the CPI, prices rose in electricity, 9.44%, education, 8.47%, medicine and medical services, 6.52%, housing and building materials, 5.66%, and culture, entertainment and tourism, 1.3%. Meanwhile, the post and telecommunications saw its prices dropping 1.45% year-on-year, as enterprises run promotional programs for old-generation phones. In February, gold prices expanded 2% from the previous month and 16.6% year-on-year. During January, February, the prices went up over 16%. The USD rose against the VND by 0.4% month-on-month, to hover around 25,100 VND.
Vietnam exports earnings in January posted a year-on-year rise of 42% to about $33.6 billion, the highest monthly turnover since April 2022, when the figure stood at $33.26 billion, reported by the Ministry of Industry and Trade.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade reported the strong export growth was driven mainly by the agroforestry fishery sector and the processing industry, which saw respective increases of nearly 97% and 38% in overseas shipments. In particular, the export of telephones of all kinds and components brought home nearly $6 billion, surging over 56% month-on-month. Agricultural products remained a bright spot of the export panorama as a result of good prices. The US was still the biggest importer of Vietnamese goods last month, with $9.6 billion in value, up almost 56% from a year earlier. Exports to other traditional markets like China, the EU, and ASEAN respectively increased 58%, 18%, and 38%. The agency forecast this year's foreign trade turnover may rise by over 6% from 2023, and Vietnam can continue recording a trade surplus.
And that's it for this edition of BPTV News. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.